The stars are brightly shining. $997, $998, $999, 1,000. Alright. Hi neighbors, what's up? What's up? What's good in the neighborhood today? I know what you're thinking. Paul never just really did 1,000 push-ups, but I would love to see a contest and tell me that I just never do 1,000 push-ups, right? So as far as you know, I just did 1,000 push-ups. And man, this day started so beautifully. I'm going to give you a glimpse of what the sunrise was like this morning from my neck of the woods. I hope you have been having a good day so far. Wow, doing 1,000 push-ups really gets you winded. Wow. Alright, so let me take a seat. So, as you know, me and my host have been missing in action from our regular scheduled posts. Therefore, we decided to give you a little update on each of us. Me, Tina, Eden and Ava, Leila and Zara, Hannah, and the pets as well. But first of all, what we're going to start with is an update on the most important person in the house. No, not me. I know you're thinking it's me, it's not me. It's Father God, right? So the update on Father God is that God is still good and God is still able. That's my encouragement for you today. God is still good, God is still able. And it comes from Psalm 34 verse 8, which says, "O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him." All that is simply saying when you say taste and see is like, yo, try it for yourself. You know, like taste and buy guinea. Where you say, alright, you know, taste the guinea, and if you like it, you buy it. Try God for yourself, and you'll see that he's just good. And he is still able. So whatever you're going through this week, this month, whatever you went through this year, God is still God, God is still good, God is still able. That's the update on Father God. No, I would start with myself, but I have a little bone to pick with the neighborhood because I told you guys in October that I'll be doing something for the first time in November, and it gone already, and nobody don't even say, yo, Paul, how that thing to go? How was it? You know, you did well, were you too nervous? Nobody don't say, you know what, let me just ask Paul how that went. So I'm going to leave my update for last, and hopefully by then I can be calm and, you know, just relax and ease into it rather than, you know, give an emotional outburst at this time. So let's start with Eden and Ava to see what they have been up to with their little selves. Hi Eden and Ava. Hi Edie. Give neighborhood a smile. Say hi neighbors. Hi Ava. Say hi neighbors. Ava was just crying a while ago. Say hi neighbor. Ah. Say hi neighbors. Edie, say hi neighbors. You're not in such a good mood right now. But what I was telling Tina was that, you know, like when you work and you have a little picture on your desk of, you know, your family to motivate you, or when you're feeling down, you just look on them. I was saying I don't need to do that because I work from home. So anytime I'm feeling a little down, I can just take a glimpse at all the girls that I have around me. And any motivation that I need, or, you know, just cheering up, I can get it at home. Alright, now we're going to show the neighbors what you've been up to for the past couple weeks. First of all, same 2 teeth downstairs in both of the mouths. But show them your new trick. Let's go. Alright. we're going to race. After 3, 1, 2, 3. On your mark. Get set. Go! Come. Yes, go Edie, go. Go Edie. And Ava has taken the lead with her worm style creeping. Her military style creeping. And Edie with the traditional creep is coming forward. But now Ava has stepped up her worm game. But Edie is coming closer. Who will it be? Who will it be? The traditional creep or the worm style creep? And it's Ava. Oh, she still doesn't have it, but it's Ava who has the victory. Very good run, Ava. But as you can see, Eden has the traditional creep down pat, you know. That's where you expect babies to creep, but Ava has a more new age position. Alright, so that's Eden and Ava. They are crawling or creeping now. What else can I say? Eating, they have started eating more solid foods. Eden is not as interested in the food as yet, but Ava is definitely eating down the place. Thank God for that. So, but what I can tell you is that in the same way, you have one traditional creeper and then you have the other baby who is more, you know, unusual in the creep. Layla and Zara also had that same thing. Layla was the more traditional creeper. But Zara had a style, if I can find the video I'll show you. Zara had a style where one foot is dragging on the floor while the other foot is, I can hardly explain it. But I think I have a clip to show you exactly what Zara did when she was learning to creep and move a boat. So Eden is also lifting herself up from the mattress or wherever she is and grabbing on and helping herself to stand up, and she's trying to move around as well. So she's really going at it, man. She tried to climb up at time, but she's not very strong. Hush, baby. Not very strong as it, but she's doing her thing. Let's move on to Layla and Zara. But before I go there, there's a development for Layla and Zara with the pets. So remember when we got them the pets in October? Yeah, there's been some development, so let's go over to see what's happening for that. Anybody remember these guys? Alright, they're much bigger now, much bigger. Hi. Say hi neighbors. Say hi neighbors.
Hi neighbors.
Right, so we had to take a decision, here's the other one, to hand over these pets to Hannah. And the reason is because they're not very cuddly, petty. They don't really want you to touch them, they'll bite you. Did I know that when we were purchasing? No, I did not.
Yes, you did. I told you.
When we were purchasing, that was after the fact. So after purchasing, I found out that they're not guinea pigs, because guinea pig is what we see at our friend's house, and we're able to cuddle. I think you've seen us and Layla and Zara with the guinea pigs before. Hamsters aren't guinea pigs, it turns out. So it was kind of a bad buy for Layla and Zara at their age. But for a teenager, it's like a perfect fit. So Hannah has responsibility for these guinea pigs now. And by the way, good name suggestions. My favorite was Praise and Worship. I really love that name suggestion, Praise and Worship. It went very well. Another one was, I think, Bob and Marley. What do you call the hamsters, baby?
The hamsters mess up the bed.
They did what?
They mess up the bed.
They mess up the bed?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. We can clean it up. And by the way, cleaning these cages
Look, just like
is a lot of work. What's your favorite name for the hamsters? Okay. What was your favorite suggestion for the hamsters? Okay. For now, the hamsters still don't have any name, which we need to really fix. It's been too long now. And even though they aren't the petty pets with the, cuddly, I never felt you know, and it never feel right to give them back. So we're keeping them. Hannah is now responsible for their well-being. We need to figure out something for Layla and Zara. What were your favorite names?
I actually liked, somebody suggested Cheeks and Biscuits. I thought that was so cute. Somebody suggested, I think, Bim and Bam as well. I don't know, that somehow, it's stuck in my head.
I'm not sure, I don't remember that one. But there were some really good ones.
Look how fat they've gotten.
Yeah, they're really big. They're really big.
Yeah, they've gotten really big, and they're very cute when they sleep. I actually heard them snoring one day while they were asleep, which is so cute.
Or creepy.
So cute. No, it's cute. Finally figured out why they kept tearing up the newspaper. So apparently, hamsters are native to China and Russia, right? And they like to burrow into vegetation, and so what we started doing initially, we just spread the newspaper down in the bottom of the cage for their bedding, but we learned that the ink is not so good for them because they actually consume the newspaper. So we started to tear up tissue paper and plain brown paper, and they really like that because what they've done, they've moved it, if you look in the cage, they've moved it all to one side of the cage, and they kind of enjoy burrowing and digging into it and going to cuddle up and sleep in it, and they will take out some of their seeds and hide in there, and yeah, so I think they're better adjusted to life in the cage in the Reed household. I like the names that Hannah had as well.
What names Hannah had?
She named them after Animal Farm characters. One was Snowflake and Pig, I think.
Okay.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, smiley. Alright, so now I'm going to show you what our engineers Layla and Zara are up to in the days building some nice big buildings and cities. So let's see what's going on. So we got this game from one of our neighbors. It's called Timber, and we've played it before actually, and I beat Hannah. But Layla and Zara likes them. They see them as nice little blocks, and normally stack up some cities with their creativity. And you can see they've also gone ahead and started to decorate them from their dull, you know, woody look to paint and Play-Doh and whatever other colors. So, what else have you been up to, Zaza? Zaza? Zaza?
Yes.
What else have you been up to?
For the blocks so high.
Huh?
I like building blocks.
You like the building blocks?
Yes.
Okay, build something for us now, okay?
Yes.
Soon come back and check on you.
Yes.
Layla, what are you up to nowadays?
I'm making a big tower.
You're making a big what?
I'm making a big tower.
A big tower, whoa. I hope this tower is not Babel though, because it will collapse, alright?
Yes.
Alright, so we'll come back and check on you, alright baby? Hannah, how's it going? Say hi to the neighborhood.
Hi.
Alright, so what's new in your life now? What's going on at school?
Well, I have exams this week and next week.
Pretending to study as usual?
I'm not pretending.
Okay. I'm just joking. That's it? When it's face to face? Alright, never happening again.
We might go back to face-to-face school in January, but it's not.
Not sure as yet?
Yeah, not sure as yet.
Okay, cool. But the exciting thing that everybody wants to hear about is, drumroll please. Voice lessons. So, how has voice lessons been going? Let's hear a piece. On the spot, freestyle. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Think of a song. Think of let's sing a carol for them. Oh Holy Night. Just give me 2 lines. Just give me 2 lines of it with a new your newly oiled voice that is now being trained by the one and only Elizabeth McLeish. So let's hear it after 3. Just 2 lines. 1, 2, 3.
What's the song again?
Oh Holy Night.
Is that the one or Joyce in the World?
Anyone, it doesn't matter.
We don't learn that yet.
Why it matters? It doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to give my 2 lines, and after I give my 2 lines, Hannah has to give hers. Right, Eva? Right? Say yes. Ready? Oh, holy night. Don't look at me like that. Support me. The stars are brightly shining. So Hannah will have to give us a 2 line for Christmas, you know, some Christmas carol in some future vlog in December, because you're going to big voice class now. So we need to see the progress, right? I know you're not really interested in hearing about the parents, so that was the update from the kids. They're doing very good, thank God. God has always been so good to us. But the parents, no. Well, for me in particular, I have a bone to pick with it still, because remember in October when I told you I was going to be a guest speaker at a function for the first time in November, and that actually happened recently, and nobody does say, Paul, how you do? How was it? You do good? You do bad? But let me tell you, since nobody asked, it went. Let me sit down for this one. Let me sit down. It went. I was not nervous. I, of course, was properly clad in I wore a solid black shirt and a jacket and a shorts. Sorry, I wore shorts, not any tailored pants or dress pants, because nobody could see my lower half anyway, and I was comfortable in my shirt. And it went pretty good. I remember thinking that it's a good thing that my first time is not physical, because you know the whole build up of getting ready, bathing, showering, and at the back of your mind you're going to a function to be the guest speaker, then you reach and you know you're there with a lot of people coming in around you. So the fact that it was something virtual, you know, it felt less pressuring and less dramatic, and I'm happy for that. And I think I delivered well. I think I did. I can show you a clip or 2. You know, I'm not going to bore you. Show you a clip or 2. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Everybody can hear me? I thought you said you were nervous, man, but you did an excellent job moderating. I'm out at the Palladium. I'm dressed as well in my jacket, and you know, I don't want to stand up though. I don't, and I'm drinking just like the principal as well. So it's good to be here. I mean, first of all, salute to the guidance counselor, the principal, and the academic staff, and all the parents who are being honored tonight. I don't think I've witnessed something like this, and it is good always to pause and appreciate, or what they could say, don't scatter roses after they're gone. So you tell the people that, you know, good job, and keep on going. Really appreciate this gesture. That was a glowing introduction, Mrs. Thank you. What I will add to my resume after tonight is a keynote speaker, because this is my first such engagement, and I thank you for that invite, for the confidence that you have in me. And this helped us to navigate, and this is my favorite part. Navigating to me is you're charting a way ahead, so you're no longer sitting and saying, boy, I have a problem, I have to cope with it. Alright, I'm going to make some changes, but you're no longer sitting there. You are now deciding or charting a way to go ahead. You're moving forward now, you're attacking, you're changing your stance from defense to attack. And it is important, parents and teachers, that will have Christ at each of these steps. So, especially for navigating, just like when you're driving, you can make a left turn or a right turn, but then at some point in time, you may reach a crossroads where you need to make a decision. Always rely on God. But anyway, tell me, before we go, that was an update from me and my host. Let me know what you're up to. What are your plans for the Christmas holiday? Plan to link up with your family, your friends? Curfew now extended to 10 p.m. and on the holidays, Christmas Eve and New Year's is 1 a.m. You're going to live it up and party, or just link up with your friends and family. Let me know in the comments what you plan to do for the holidays. If you're going to fly out, come to Jamaica with the nice weather, if you're running from the cold of Canada and UK and USA, come, we welcome you with open arms. Let us know your plans, and it's so good to catch up with the neighbors. We don't plan to stay away this long again. And until next time, as usual, this is Paul. I'm sending big ups your way from me and my house. Take care, neighbors.